Hey guys, I'm Tony with Stinger, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about our Horizon 12-inch radio that was designed specifically for the JL and JT vehicles when outfitted with this vehicle-specific integration kit. So we'll go ahead and power the vehicle up. Gives you a nice high definition screen, 12-inch screen in the vehicle. We have redesigned the AC vents to give us a little bit more real estate on the dash. The HVAC output is not affected by this kit. So when the unit originally boots up, you're going to be met with basically the home screen, if you will. If you have a phone already connected, it's going to go ahead and pair to your phone. So it's going to pair to my phone now via Android Auto wirelessly. And now we have our typical Android Auto screen. On the right-hand side, what you notice is we have a little bit of a widget screen. So what it allows, so this is our the switches, as well as we have the overview of the system. You can do your climate control, the vehicle info. This vehicle does not have tire pressure monitoring system in it, so you'll see that it reads 99. It does show that a door is open. Your gauges, you can select which gauges there, your pitch and roll. So all these things can be left up at any time. One of the things that most people like about this is being able to leave your subwoofer control on there. So that way, if the vehicle is equipped with subwoofers, you're able to quickly adjust that if a bass knob is not installed into the vehicle. So back on the home screen, we have a slew of icons here which allow you to get different items from the vehicle, so you can select cameras. So by selecting this, it's going to show the factory reverse camera. That is the only camera that this vehicle is equipped with. If the vehicle was equipped with more cameras, by tapping on the screen and going into camera setup, you'll see that you can add 4 more additional cameras. So with that, we have the climate controls. So with climate controls, as we adjust climate controls, you can see that it does give you on-screen display. Also with this vehicle is equipped with dual zone, so it shows you each individual zone. You can also go into your vehicle info. Your vehicle info will show you info about the vehicle. The cool thing about our radio too is, so this vehicle is red. So what we were able to do is come into the recolor, and we were able to choose red of the vehicle, and then that way it displays on here. So if the vehicle was gray, vehicle was white, you could change that on here. That's one of the things on our initial radio that people requested, so we went ahead and updated it. So gauges, so vehicle gauges here, just kind of gives you an update on the parameters of your vehicle. So this is important when you're off-roading, regular daily driving, especially when you have a modified vehicle and you need to keep an eye on some of those values. Off-road pages, so your pitch and roll, it's kind of a larger display of what is also displayed in the cluster here. And then once we're in the building now, but once we're outside and we obtain GPS, you'll get grid coordinates as well as your altitude, and then the time will update. You'll notice the time is blank right now. We haven't pulled this vehicle out of the bay. Your drivetrain, so this vehicle is a Rubicon based, so it does have locking differentials as well as transfer case and sway bar. And then again, as we turn the tires on the vehicle, you'll see that it updates here with your tire angle, and then the wheels will actually turn in the display. So user settings, this is important too. So for instance, if you're running around town with 28 PSI in your tires and you constantly are getting a low tire pressure warning, you can come in here and select this over to, let's just say, 22 or 25, and that way once it drops from 28 to 25, you know there's an issue. Also too, if you don't want that icon on the dash when you're off-roading, you can turn that down to 5 or 8 if you're running beadlocks and you run low tire pressure. So from here, we also have accessory control. So accessory control, when you're paired with our switch hub or any other switching relay box, we provide 4 outputs on the back of the radio, and you can control 4 different items. And the cool thing about this is you can set them up and you can choose what you want the accessory name to be, and then also what you want the icon to be. And then if you had additional icons, so let's say for instance, you're running a specific brand like Stinger lights or anything of that nature, you can put the Stinger logo there and it'll actually come up on the button there. So a quick press of this, you can tell whether the switch behavior is on off, hold to operate, or then basically a pulsed flashing. So if you wanted some sort of a light to strobe, instead, if it wasn't meant to be a strobe, you could press that and it'll actually pulse the output. Those switches here are also available in the widget, so you can have it on the screen at all times. So for instance, if you didn't have a switching unit like is installed in this vehicle, or you needed an additional, you could run items on the screen as well. So the vehicle this radio is equipped with HD radio. So not only do you get standard radio, but you get hybrid digital radio. That allows you to experience radio stations that you don't normally with the standard radio. So HD2, HD3 multicasts. So that's an added benefit of this radio over previous models. It's equipped with the ability to support Sirius XM, so with a simple plug-in tuner, and then we supply a adapter cable to tie in the existing factory Sirius antenna. So it's super simple to connect right behind the radio. It does have wireless Android Auto and wireless CarPlay, as well as wired CarPlay and Android Auto. All of your settings to include, so for instance, when this vehicle was a Rubicon, so it had a slew of vehicle options that were only accessible via the radio. So what we've done is we've taken your vehicle settings, and once you enter the vehicle settings mode, everything that was on the radio is still on the radio, and you're still able to adjust them without any kind of extra scan tool or going to the dealership to adjust. Let's say, for instance, how long you want your lights to stay on after you turn the vehicle off, pathway illumination, or you know, when you remote start it, do you want the AC to come on full blast, things of that nature, right? So also a cool thing that we've added in here is a pack enabled setting. So what it does is a lot of people, when it comes to start stop, first thing they do is they get in, they start the vehicle, and they press the button to turn start stop off. We listen to our customers wanted a way to be able to turn that off, or at least remember the last state of the button press. So you're able to come into this setting here and turn it either on and off. And when it's on, all it means is if it was off when you shut the vehicle off, when you restart the vehicle, it will look at the system, see whether it's on or off, and if it's on, they'll turn it off. So it just remembers the previous state. So other than vehicle settings, you have your standard settings of the radio, you have system, display, camera settings, user settings, devices, and then installer settings. Installer settings is mainly used for firmware updates. And some of the background stuff, most users won't mess with it at all. In your system settings, this is where you'll manage the widgets. Basically, that's everything that's going to come up over here. So when you press this button here, you can see that all of these items are turned on right now, and that's why I have 10 screens down here that I can scroll through stuff. So if you only wanted 2 or 3, you could turn ones on and off. We made it super user friendly in a sense where if you wanted it a specific way versus your friend, for instance, you can set it up your way, they can set it up their way, right? So you can change the system language and change the microphone gain. So for instance, if you get on Bluetooth and the person on the other end says they have an echo, or wow, you're really loud, you can come into your microphone gain and you can adjust the microphone gain. In this vehicle is mounted right here above the AC vents. No longer needed to route it anywhere else into the vehicle. And then, so that's pretty much it for your settings. You also have audio settings. So with audio settings, you can adjust fade, balance, your subwoofer control, equalizer. This is installed in a factory amplified system, so time align and crossover is grayed out. But you can go into a full equalizer. And we also have preset EQs. So for the beginner user that they don't really know how to adjust a parametric EQ, they can select what they think sounds the best to them. And then under advanced, you can go in and change your source gains. And where that really comes into play is if, let's say you listen to radio and you listen to music on your phone. When I listen to it on my radio, it's not as loud as when I'm listening to it on my phone. You can adjust the levels to get them to where they match. So when you're going from source to source, it either isn't too quiet or blast you out of the vehicle when you switch over. So other than that, we do offer control of our lights. So for instance, if you have our rock lights or our color trail, you can select this here. It plugs into the back of the radio, and then as you choose red, or you can turn them on and off, and then as you choose the colors through the color wheel or via the presets, it'll change the rock light color, it'll change your strip light color, your whip light color. So That is an added benefit of this. And then we also, when paired with our audio control amplifiers, you can get in here and you can start really getting into the deep settings of the amplifiers. It does have HDMI input, as well as USB and an AV. So it's super feature rich. I mean, I can't think of anything else you'd really need in a vehicle driving down the road, because this does allow you to do things that even you're not supposed to do in the event that it's set up that way. In addition to our Horizon 12, we also brought along with us our TX-JT D8, which is a dual 8-inch under-seat subwoofer enclosure that is not only loud, but ported to give you additional deeper bass. This has audio control 8-inch spike subwoofers. And then to power it, we brought along our AudioControl ACX 600.1. So you got 600 watts of raw power going to these subwoofers to really make them jam. And to wire everything up, we offer a wiring kit that is specific to the JL and JT that not only includes all of the wire you need to mount it underneath the front either driver or passenger seat, but all the brackets to mount the fuse holder underneath the hood, along with getting that amp securely mounted underneath the seat. If you have any more questions, you can reach out to either Motobilt or Stinger, and we can get you in contact with the right people to get your questions answered. And then all this information is available at stingersolutions.com.